Ta-da! Welcome back to Works TV. It's another parts special here from Heritage Parts Centre. Today we're giving you 9 top upgrades for the excellent Porsche 987 Cayman. Now, I always enjoy these videos. I love diving into all the parts available that can turn into juicy upgrades for, in this case, the 987 Cayman. Let's be honest, it's a fantastic sports car out of the box. Introduced in 2005 in Cayman S form, entry-level Cayman would follow 1 year later in 2006. Designed by Pinky Lai, the 996 designer, his creation has created an outstanding legacy that takes us right up to the present day with the GT4 and GT4 RS. What we've done here today at Heritage Parts is chosen a couple of key upgrades to just unlock a little bit more performance from the Cayman platform. And there's a couple of maintenance bits in there as well to ensure that that car is in tip-top condition, ready for you to enjoy as intended. Don't forget, by entering the code 9works10 at the checkout, you can get up to 10% off all these products and more at Heritage Parts Centre. And I'll drop the part numbers for all of these products in the comments below. Now, my first product today is going to be steering wheels, and it feeds into touch points. I always go on about touch points in my videos because it's that key ingredient of engagement between you and your car. By touch points, I mean steering, both through the wheel and the system itself, pedals in terms of pedal feel, and shift as well. Now, in terms of steering, it just doesn't get any better than Momo as far as I'm concerned. A legendary brand in the automotive world, and we have got 2 iconic steering wheels in front of me here today. The flatter faced Prototipo and the more dished Momo Mod 7. I think it all started really with the Prototipo. An outstanding wheel, 350mm diameter, so slightly smaller than the factory Porsche wheel on the Cayman. Genuine leather, as this tag will highlight. Really nice stitching, black aluminium spokes. There's an array of finishes you can get to these spokes, but again, really nice diameter, hones the feel of that steering through the wheel, in my opinion. Nice and lightweight as well. In terms of Prototipo versus Mod 7, it kind of comes down to your preference, whether you want something that's dished or flat. They're both 350mm in diameter. I've gone for the Mod 7 in my 996. What you'll need to get used to and account for with the purchase of the Mod 7 is the greater distance, travel distance for your arm to get to an indicator. So taxing, isn't it? I got used to it after a couple of miles, and it's as simple as that. It's just a little bit more of a reach compared to the Prototipo, whereby that stalk is just behind the wheel. In terms of like how they feel, I'd say the thickness of the rim is ever so slightly thinner on the Mod 7. That really is it. As I say, pick your poison. This is a great way to start in terms of modifications for your car and just build that engagement. In either scenario, you are of course going to need a boss. Momo do it. Make sure you get the right boss for your car. In this case, one for airbagged cars, okay? Suspension, again, I've spoken so many times on these videos in the past. Suspension is a key area of your Porsche to look at, chiefly because age. The earliest examples of the 987 Cayman are well over 15 years old now. Parts underneath there are going to be perished. You've got 2 options really. You can either just refresh what's underneath there with replenishment of those tired lower arms, for example, and Heritage Parts Centre cover those for you via Miler, which has a 2-year unlimited mile warranty, by the way. While you're there, you can always upgrade as well. An example we've got here is this coilover kit from ST. Now, ST coilovers are actually KW. KW's got 3 brands, AP, which is sort of an entry level, then you've got ST in the middle, and then you've got the full fat KWs. The difference really is going to be the price. With a 10 to 15,000 pound Cayman, you might not wish to be dropping the best part of £3,000 on a shiny set of KWs. The price point of these ST coilovers is much more friendly. It's a smidge under £1,000. So fantastic value. What these will do will give you modern damping technology, and also these are ride height adjustable, anywhere between 30mm and 65mm. So it'll pull the Cayman out of the sky, help give you a lovely stance on the car, lower the car's centre of gravity as well. Another difference really between ST and KW is the KWs are bump and rebound adjustable. Now, whilst that may sound great, unless you know what you're doing when it comes to fine tuning your suspension, it's really easy to mess it up and mess up the ride and handling of your Porsche. So if you just want perhaps a bit more of a plug and play item, these coilovers from ST are going to be the one for you. No bump and rebound to worry about. As I've said before in these videos, crucial if you're replacing your suspension or putting new coilovers in, get new top mounts as well. There's no point spending a load of money on a shiny new part and plugging it into your car via a tired old top mount. Whip them out, get some brand new top mounts on, your complete setup then, and you're good to go. Do all of that and I promise you it will unlock a whole new plane of performance from your 987 Cayman. Right, I mentioned earlier on touch points, so I'm going to come back to that with these brakes, okay, or brake lines, stainless steel brake lines. Now this really is an easy win when it comes to upgrades on your Porsche Cayman, okay? The original factory brake lines, they're synthetic rubber. You don't really want that. I mean, it will lead to spongy pedal feel for a start, but again, in a car that's approaching 15, 20 years old, you don't want to be in a position where you've got expanding brake lines. Stainless steel brake lines, again, it's an easy win for two reasons really. Number one, as I've said on these videos before, is longevity. Stainless brake lines will last longer than the synthetic rubber factory items. And the second one is you'll get a much improved feel through the pedal. That sponginess under braking will be removed. It will firm up that pedal. It's a much more positive engagement when pushing on the middle pedal, okay? These Goodrich lines will do the job. They will improve your braking performance and efficiency. So as I say, double win there for some stainless brake lines on your 987 Cayman. We've looked at steering, we've looked at suspension, we've looked at brakes. Let's touch on engine. Now the Cayman of course shares the M97 flat six with the 997 generation 911, albeit the capacity is slightly smaller. Now as I said, it's a really good engine out of the box, and for a car that weighs around 1,300 kilos, power to weight on the 987 is pretty good, as is, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be doing too much to the engine by way of putting more power on. In my mind, it doesn't really need it. If you do just want to help the breathing of that flat six, air filter, it's an easy win, it's an easy way to go. This one here from K&N fits straight on, looks the same as the factory air filter that goes on the 987. This though comes with a 1,000,000-mile warranty. K&N say this will be the last air filter you'll ever need to fit to your Porsche. You can talk about increases in power and everything. I think it's more about efficiency than outright power. If you do want to push in at higher power figures for the Cayman, this and like I say, GT3 throttle bodies, for example, you start going down that route and a remap to unlock some more power from that platform. But otherwise, just a slightly sharper throttle response, a bit more efficiency of air delivery into the Cayman's flat six, a performance filter from K&N is your answer. Okay, so far we've done a lot of modifications to elevate the performance of the 987 Cayman, but maintenance is important as well, again with reference to the age of these. So we're going to look at some sensible things that you might want to consider to ensure that your Cayman stays on tip-top form. The Cayman was available with the 6-speed manual or 6-speed Tiptronic gearbox, although it has to be said manual options are a lot more popular. Now of course you should change your oil every year. I think Porsche service schedule is every 2 years on the 987. When it comes to Tiptronic gearbox oil, the service intervals are a lot longer. I think it's between 60 and 100,000 miles. Now again, dependent on use throughout that car's life, I would say that these cars at 15 years-ish old are going to be sitting somewhere in that bracket. Take a look at the service, the paperwork that came with the car. If that transmission oil hasn't been changed, well, you're going to want to do it, okay? Here at Heritage Parts Centre, they'll do you a hydraulic filter kit for that Tiptronic transmission on your 987. You've got two options. You can either get the kit with oil supplied by Myler or without, as here. But again, it's something that you don't want to overlook. While we're onto fluids, we've covered oil. Let's go to coolant. Expansion tanks. These seem to be a bit of an Achilles heel on 996, 997, 986 and 987 Porsches. If you think about it, years of temperature fluctuations as these cars are used, so getting hot, getting cold, getting hot, getting cold. The materials on these are going to be affected. The materials for the products on these cars will obviously be affected. In this case, expanding and retracting, expanding and retracting. Over time, that will have an impact on the performance of the product. Now, these can be known as a result of that expansion and retraction to crack. They also go a bit yellowy as well over time, and that kind of masks the cracks. But if the cracks get big enough, you'll start getting coolant leaks. So your answer is a new expansion tank. It's a direct fit. It comes with a 24-month unlimited mileage warranty as well, for peace of mind. Precision molded to OE dimensions, and quality materials used will help resist engine heat and the harsh cooling system environment that this thing sits in, and steer clear of cracks to ensure that your coolant stays in your car. While we're on coolant as well, there's 2 extra products that I want to point out as a Billy bonus. I've mentioned this in previous videos with the 986 box start. It absolutely applies here as well, okay? You can get a low temp thermostat, again from the guys here at Heritage Parts Centre. Just brings down the operating temperature of that flat 6. A cooler engine is better for so many reasons. Efficiency, also long-term reliability of the M97 flat 6. It's a minimal outlay really, it's a very reasonable cost and is a really nice and easy preventative measure. If you're putting a replacement expansion tank in, obviously the coolant has all got to come out of the system anyway. I personally would then put in a low temp thermostat as well. Also, it's worth pointing out that the guys here at Heritage Parts also do replacement water pumps. Again, the water pumps, the propellers on the plastic are known to snap. You can get replacement here. Again, it comes with 24-month unlimited mile warranty from Myler. Excellent value for money as well when compared to the genuine Porsche product as well. So all related to coolant there to keep that Cayman in tip-top condition. And lastly, and this is product 9 for our top products to look at for the 987, are the front radiators. Now, just like 911s of a similar vintage, front rads are vulnerable to being hit by stones, birds, absolutely anything that flicks up from the road or unfortunately gets in the way of these cars. They also rot as well, where you have leaves and other detritus from the road being hoovered up by the front of the car and sitting in front of those rads. The rot sets in and the radiators disintegrate. You can pick up some radiators from Porsche, or for more of a price-friendly solution, you can get some here from Heritage Parts Centre. They're supplied by Marley. On modern Porsches, I look at rads as consumable items. They're gonna need replacing in a couple of years anyway. Why shed out a load of money on the Porsche product? To my mind, it's a little bit nonsensical. As I say, they are consumables. That is about it for top products to help elevate the driving experience of your 987 Cayman. They're incredible driving machines. The potential of them is huge. I like to share knowledge on this channel, and the community side of what we do here, Nineworks, is massive, and you play a key part in that. So if you have some knowledge or some information that can help other owners and enthusiasts, I want to hear from it via the comments below. To remind you, you can get up to 10% off your basket at Heritage Parts Centre by popping the code Nineworks10 in the box at the checkout. Very best of luck if you're in the market for a 987. Lucky you if you've already got one. Let us know how you get on with all these product upgrades, and I'll see you in another video soon.